I'm Danica San Miguel and I'm here to discuss about the camera shots. What is a camera shot? Generally speaking, it appears on the television screen in any given instance. There are different factors to determine the nature of shots. We have the framing, the composition, the angle, and the moving shots. Behind every great shot is a great composition. Without pleasing composition, shots tends to be lifeless and amateur. Leading lines are natural occurring lines to the shot that points towards the subject. It can be either horizontal, vertical, diagonal, or curved. Horizontal lines like this found in the movie Forrest Gump shows serenity and inactivity. On the other hand, vertical lines that used in Dark Knight show strength and dignity. However, since the subject is so small in the scene, the tall vertical lines gradually become trendy. Diagonal lines can show action, imbalance, and insecurity. This example from Snatch, where the man is in real fear for his life. And this example from Forrest Gump, diagonal lines make connections between the Forrest Gump and Washington, D.C. Another effective way in directing the focus to the viewer is by using the rack focus. Rock focus is a technique where one object in the scene starts in focus and gradually goes out of focus to another object instead. This example from X-Men Origins Wolverine is an effective sample to use the rock focus. Boy in the scene was trying to hide the knife from his father. In order to make the audience aware of his knife, the scene starts to focus the knife and transitionally focus the father. The important purpose of rock focusing is to give or show the importance of one item focusing to another. Lead room refers to the space of the frame that is near the object and earns action. The lead room in videos have another way to keep audience pleased with your shot. If you're already using rule of thirds in framing, proper lead room is not an issue. This is because if you already use rule to place the subject in the right third of the frame and walk left, you have at least 2/3 of the frame left for lead room. Even in interviews, giving the subject a plenty of room can help the viewers feel at ease. To direct the viewer's eyes is to use natural framing. Objects such as trees in the scene Braveheart can frame subject and draw interest to its areas on the screen. Doorways and windows can also be used as natural framing in subject. Lastly, balance can be used to help audience feel ease about the shot. It refers to the differences between the amount of object from one side of the frame compared to the other. This scene from Little Miss Sunshine, it keeps the object from both sides of the screen to be balanced and to put the audience at ease. The term shot is often incorrectly applied to the field size of an image, which at times is also incorrectly referred to as framing. Full body shot or the full shot includes the feet in the frame. For this kind of shot, don't cut out the feet. Medium full shot. That's when you go a bit closer and usually cut out the subject between the knees and the waist. And once you frame up above the waist area, that's called the medium shot. Close shot is around the breast area. It is also called the close-up, which mainly frames the subject's head. Once you move even closer to cut off the forehead or the chin, That's usually referred to extreme close up or even more in the different parts of the face like eyes. We also have the extreme long shots, often used to establish shots far from the subject. Medium close up, where faces are more clearly and gives more impression. A long shot, or very much likely the full shot. Extreme close up also used to show emotion and extreme details. Medium shot again also shows interaction with other characters and also known as social shot. The medium long shot are likely the medium full shot. The cut in showing some other part of the subject in detail. The relationship between the camera and the object in the shots gives emotional information to the audience to guide their judgments about the shots. The more extreme the angle, the more heavily loaded shots. Eye level shot puts the audience on an equal footing with characters. Low angle looks up the character, while high angle looks down upon the subject. Overhead shot or the bird eye angle directly shot down upon a scene. Undershot is looking up the subject with exaggerated angle. Want some angle techniques? Let's watch this.
A very creative way to shoot an action sequence or lead up and build to an action sequence is by taking advantage of some of the more interesting camera angles and special effects that shake up the viewing experience for the audience. One of these techniques is known as the Zolly. The Zolly adds a bit of drama by creating a disorienting visual experience for the viewer. By zooming out with the camera while using a dolly to move in, the subject stands out as separated from the background and looks as if they are floating toward the camera. This helped create many memorable scenes in such major motion pictures as Vertigo, when Jimmy Stewart looks down the staircase, and Goodfellas in this scene outside the cafe.
The booth near the window so we could see everyone who drove up to the restaurant. He wanted to make sure I wasn't tailed. He was jumpy. He hadn't touched a thing. On the surface, of course, everything was supposed to be fine. We were supposed to be discussing my case, but I had the feeling Jimmy was trying to sense whether I was going to rat him out to save my neck.
The key here is that the dolly speed should be the same as the zoom speed, otherwise the effect doesn't work.
Another important piece of the puzzle when shooting action is to be creative when capturing your scenes. Camera placement is only limited to your creativity.
Using different angles will make your video more dynamic and dramatic. The more you deviate from the norm, the more energetic the visual effect will become. Shooting from varying angles also enhances the illusion of depth in your videos. Remember, a video is a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional world. By placing your camcorder at different vantage points in three-dimensional space, you help convince the viewer that a third dimension still exists in the flat pictures they're watching. High angles offer useful perspectives over the heads of crowds, but from a composition standpoint, they're great for making patterns within the image. Low angles are, of course, the opposite, imparting feelings of dynamic engagement with the action. A nice camera trick using some of these elements would be the illusion of climbing a hill or mountainside. By using some deceptive shooting, we can pull off this illusion. Sure, we can shoot someone actually doing it, but we're a tad bit lazy and we'd rather fake it. The first step is going to be to set the stage for the audience and grab a few establishing shots so that they get lost within the setting. Utilize cutaways to help put a stamp on things and make sure to sell the illusion. When shooting the climb, cut to a different angle to show the resistance of the rope, and be sure to have a grip pull anything hanging to add to the effect of gravity. A few key pointers are to wear tight clothes and to have someone pull on anything that can help sell the action. For instance, pull on the rope.
Camera angles can change the messages, ideas, and emotions behind your projects. Be creative and always give yourself plenty of options.
Camera movement is one of the most expressive tools to use. it can enhance emotional scenes that can help the viewers feel that they are part of the action. The most common camera movement is the pan or tilt. Panning is a camera refers to rotating camera on an axis or tripod horizontally, while tilting refers to moving the camera the same way, only vertically or up and down. Both can be used to follow the movement in the scene, but can also be used to reveal elements that were not originally